everybody, welcome back to my channel, Ray starting with the basics. Alright, so the first couple of videos there, episode 2 and 3, listed a couple of sets of tools in there. I'm going to be utilizing that to actually tackle this bad boy right here. So thankfully we finished all of the laundry for the most part, except for the sheets and the pillowcases and blanket, which are inside right now. I was going to wash them, but when I actually closed the door and hit the start button, I got a failure code, F03E01. That means that my pump is having issues. So I attempted to unplug it, because a lot of times when you do that with electronics, it'll actually fix quite a few issues. Give it about 5 or 10 minutes, plug it back in, turn it back on. If it works, you're good. If it doesn't work, well, then you need to actually dig into it. So I'm going to be using some of those tools to actually pull this bad boy apart. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is take that top off, and then I'm going to get to the quick release, which is right over in this area. I'm going to pull those clothes out, and then I'm going to slide everything forward, see if I can't get the back panel off, which I'll show you a little bit later, and then attack that pump from the back side. Alright, so I was telling you about those error codes. I got it unplugged, pulled away from the wall. I am not going to disconnect my water lines or my drain hose here. I'm going to leave all those connected. I need to get those clothes out of the top, which these screws right here will actually help me with that, to be able to pull this top back, pull it off so I can get my hand down in the front corner over here. And then we're going to attack that other problem, which is actually just taking this back plate off. Get you back here a little bit more so you can kind of see it. It's a little tight corner back here, so I may or may not be in the frame. We'll get that pulled off, and then I'll show you where that drain plug is and where the filter section is. Hopefully I just need to clean the filter and she'll still work. So, alright, so we got our drill gun right here. I got that bit attachment head with no bit on the inside there, and that is actually going to fit right over top of this. So which direction do I need to go here in order to take this bolt out? That's right, to the left. So just like that, she comes out. I'm going to take all of these off, and then we'll get back to recording some more and show you how it slides apart. Alright, so there are those 3 screws. That's the only thing that was holding this top on. I'm going to set those off here to the side. This top is not difficult to actually remove. I just put my hand down on the back corner here. I'm going to push down and push back. There you go, that's popped off, and now I can actually pull it up. And they stick a little bit sometimes, so just work with it. As you can see, this side came off. Alright, so I just had to pull that back a little more and pull that up. And then, see if you can see it there. There's that release that's down there on the door. It's right down over here in this corner. So I'm going to pull that release up. It's got a little tab on it. When I pull that tab up, the door's going to unlock, but I need 2 hands, so that way I can actually pull that up and pull that open. And then I can get my clothes out, and we can start disassembling the back and getting that pump taken care of. Alright, so like I was saying, I needed 2 hands to go ahead and do this. So I'm going to reach my hand down inside here, and I'm going to be able to pop this open. Alright, I already did this once, but I wanted to video it for you. So if you get it locked, push this block out of the way, put your hand down there. There's a little tab in that corner, lift that tab up. You can hear it, pull the door, pops right open. I'll unload these clothes, then we'll attack the backside. Alright, so we went ahead and we got the clothes out. We opened that door up. I showed you how I did that. Now we need to go ahead and take the rest of this back panel off. There are 4 plastic things that generally sit in these 4 corners. I took this apart already and pulled these off. Just put a finger on the underside, lift up, grab it, pull firmly, it'll pull off. It has a little slot there that you'll see when you pull it off that it actually recesses into. You need to pull those 4 off before you can take the screws off from the outside frame and actually attack that pump. So I'll go ahead and start pulling those out now. Again, I don't have a bit inside of this. I just went ahead and put this right over top of the screw, and it fits. Perfect size, no fuss, no muss. Let's get her done. It doesn't come off easy. Just pay attention to it. Pull it around a little bit, see where it actually is kind of hung up on. Your eye will tune to that spot because you'll see it flex a little bit. When you see it flex, that'll help pull your eye to where you might have missed a screw. So, just like that. That back panel's off. Now I could have went through the front side to get to this, but there's a seal on the front side that can be a pain in the butt to actually reattach. That's why I came through this direction. I'm gonna go ahead and bring you inside here and show you what I'm actually looking at to actually take care of this. All right, there you go. That is the possible source of the problem, which is this bad boy right here. Got a little lip on it, that's right there. I need to unscrew this, and it's gonna turn to the left a couple of times, and it'll pull right on out of there. It'll pull right on out of there. So before I do that, I know that I'm going to get some water out of this. So there's a bowl or something, a decent sized bowl. It doesn't have to be huge, but it's going to catch some water. It's going to catch some dirt. It's going to catch some grime. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a pair of those lockjaw pliers, throw on some gloves real quick, grab that bowl, slide it underneath, and probably have some paper towel near me because I'm more than likely going to have to clean it out. If I pull all that apart, drain that out, and this pump, hopefully, this is my pump right here, will still be good. I just need to clean that out. Hopefully that's what that F03E01 error code was telling me. All right, so here we go. This is what we got going on. I went ahead and got that positioned. You should be able to see that right there. Got a couple cobwebs. And I got my gloves on. I'm gonna try to grab this and turn it with my hand first. Hey, that was easy, nice. Pull this one loose. See how that water's dripping out? I'm going to give that just a second. I'm going to pull it a little bit more loose so I get more coming out. There it goes. You might be able to see all that nastiness. In case you can't, I will show that to you later. And as you can tell, we got some water there. 2 reasons I'm leaving this plug in at the moment is if I have too much water, I can always turn that back closed and stop it from filling up my container. If I don't have a bunch of water, which it looks like it's slowing down quite a bit, then I can continue to turn it to the left and pull it on out. Just like that. All right. Hey, I got a dime. You might find some things. And I got a nail. That's not good. All right, so that was the water that's in there. You can probably see the nastiness that is inside of that thing. Oh yeah, it's all kind of grimy. All right, I'm getting a different angle on it here, and it stinks a little bit. So let's go ahead and clean this bad boy up real quick. There you go. Let's a better look at it. You can see I got some nastiness on the inside there. That horribleness there. There's that dime I was telling you about, and that nail. So I'm going to clean this up with some paper towels and some white vinegar. All right, there we go. Went ahead. A little bit of Hollywood magic there for you. You got this thing all cleaned up. It's sat on the floor, so it's got a little dust. Wiped it off pretty good. Hit it with a little bit of white vinegar. Moved this seal back and forth. Ran a paper towel on each side and also cleaned off this O-ring right there. And then we also got that nasty dirtiness down there. So go ahead and set this thing back together. All right, so you want to make sure that you got this one part, which is right here, this flap pointed towards you, and you put it in because that is what actually, believe it or not, turn this up a little bit, filters for your pump. So I'm just gonna literally put it in, tighten it back down, make sure you tighten it until it gets all the way back to that tab so you know you got a good seal. Cool. All right. And then we're gonna go ahead and plug this bad boy back in. So give me just a second here. Here's my plug. And if we're lucky, we've taken care of the error code. We're about to find out. Alright. Well, you can hear my pump back there still, which means my error code's probably still there, which means I got a little more work left to do. Find my electrical connection, which is back over here. Alright, this is my electrical connection to the pump. Disconnect it. Pump's no longer connected. I'm going to plug it back in, see if it does anything different. Then I'm going to unplug it, plug the pump back in, plug it back in again one last time to actually make sure that it did something. So my wires right here come to the other side of my pump, come up into the connection, which is how I knew that this was connected into my wire harness right there. Plug it in, turns on, nothing happens. I heard the click, but it didn't activate the pump, which I knew it wouldn't. And let's see if that's all I needed to do, because sometimes you have to reset your electronics. If it's positioned right, goes like that. Plug that bad boy back in. Plug it back in up here. Alright. So since that activated again, that has narrowed it down to 2 possible issues. One of the possible issues is back here, inside of my pump, which I sure hope it's not. The other one's up on my control board, which is at the top, which is even worse and a lot more expensive. However, at this point, showing you how to take that filter out and clean it is actually going to save you some money. So, stay tuned and we'll see if the pump needs to be replaced. Alright, one more thing I wanted to point out real quick, just to show you one of the reasons I use vinegar in my washer. Remember how dirty this dime was when it first came out of that thing? Well, the entire time that it took me, literally, to take that out and get it cleaned up, I grabbed out this dime, scrubbed it down with a little bit of vinegar, wrapped it up in that towel right there, set it off to the side, cleaned everything out, wiped everything out, put it all back together as you saw me do, and then literally came right back to this dime, opened it back up, scrubbed it just a little bit with the same paper towel it's on, and that's how much cleaner it got. So, when I'm doing things with vinegar, whenever I'm utilizing my front load washer, this is the reason why I put vinegar through every single wash. Cuts down on mold, cuts down on mildew, and helps keep things clean. Okay, everybody, so I had one more thought, one more idea. What I did was I plugged my washer back in and allowed the pump to run, because it actually has a cycle that runs about 8 to 10 minutes. I still got my timer going right now, but I heard it shut off. Then I heard my door unlock, which you already saw me take my clothes out. So let's go ahead and see if we can get it turned back on now. Let's spin this dial. Hey, there we go. And then hit this power button, or play button, sorry, the play button, and then see if we can get it to start actually filling up without giving us that error code. Draining the water out now. Filling up without an error code. I'd call that a win. You just saw me take the washer apart. You saw me get everything pulled apart, cleaned out, put back together. As far as down below, I didn't put the panels back on, but I showed you how to take them off. Just follow it in reverse order. Take that chuck on your drill and set it to a chuck setting, so that way you don't drill it, you only tighten it. I have my chuck currently set to a level 10, tightens it just perfect. So we were able to fix the washer, save ourselves at least a couple $100 right there, just by having some simple tools and a little bit of know-how and a little bit of gusto. You can do stuff like this too. If you want other ideas, other tips, other tricks, stay tuned to the channel. Alright, so don't forget to click the link down below, not the link, the like button down below. Subscribe if you want to see more of them and get reminded when it's coming up. And we'll see you on the next time. Thanks for tuning in.